I'm sure you're all used to Tyson Fury's contradictions by now, but here's another one for you. It says here, Tyson Fury has done a complete U-turn in terms of his desire to take on Anthony Joshua, now saying that the fight needs to happen. They quote him here. He said, "He doesn't have any belts. He doesn't have anything that I need. And there will not be a fight between me and him ever. Full stop. There's too much messing. I'm not going over it again. They're too hard to deal with. The fight didn't happen. The reason I believe is they never wanted it to happen and they never had any intention of it happening. The first week of negotiations, I believe he was interested in the fight. Then he realized the daunting task and he got talked out of it by his people and himself. If that wasn't the reason, he would be here now fighting instead of Derek, but he's not, and that's that. No Joshua, no more wasting time. The way he is in a comfortable position and he's worked hard for it. I'm not going to discredit his performances or discredit his achievements. What I can discredit is his lack of commitment to the British public." Okay, so that's what he said regarding AJ. And in terms of saying he's not going to discredit his performances and his achievements, he's been doing that pretty much non-stop ever since AJ beat Charles Martin. Non-stop discrediting his performances and his achievements. You gotta laugh. Now, you guys know that I agree with what Tyson Fury said there regarding the fight between him and AJ not happening this year. I agree with Tyson Fury that AJ was talked out of the fight. His people said, nah, it's not a good idea to do this, whatever. I concur. I think that's what happened. Nevertheless, Tyson Fury said that's the end. No more Anthony Joshua. But then, some days later, he goes on to say, I don't think I can retire today because I need that Joshua fight. We've been trying to make that fight for years. It's the fight that people want to see. It's the fight that I want to see as a boxing fan. For the last 4 years, there has been this three-headed monster, me, Wilder, and Joshua. Joshua and Wilder have been slain, and I'm the last one standing. All of a sudden, you've got some new people coming up now. Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, Usyk's gate crashed the party. Now there's a load of new blood that wasn't there 5 years ago. And it's like, can you beat this person? But I think it would be an absolute dying travesty if me and Joshua didn't fight in this era. So those are the words of the Gypsy King, contradicting what he said just a few days earlier. One day he's saying, that's it, forget about Joshua, fight's never happening. And then he turns around and says, oh, it'll be a dying travesty if the fight doesn't happen between me and Joshua. Him and his dad were saying that AJ is never going to get this opportunity again. But now Fury turns around and says, oh yeah, no, we need to make that Joshua fight happen. Does Tyson Fury do this stuff deliberately, or is it just pathology? He can't help himself when it comes to all these contradictions. It's very, very strange stuff. And his cult members never call him out on it. You know, they never say anything about it. They're just dead silent when he comes out of all these contradictions. But in any event, why was he so keen on fighting AJ now, coming off 2 losses? That's the big question for me. I would rather see him fight people coming off wins, not people coming off 2 losses and a mental breakdown in the ring. AJ doesn't have any belts. What do you want to fight a guy coming off 2 losses with no belts for? It's only money. If you're about legacy and if you're about proving you're not only the best of this generation, but an all-time great, you shouldn't be chasing fights against guys like that. The AJ fight is something for the future if AJ can actually get himself back up. If he can get some good wins under his belt and get people believing in him again and believing in himself again, more importantly, then the Tyson Fury fight becomes more interesting. But as it stands right now, a guy coming off 2 losses, mental breakdown in the ring, this is not a guy in any position to be going in there and fighting the Gypsy King. And the Gypsy King, if he's the best, he shouldn't be looking for fights like that right now anyway. Look for people who are on the up, not people who look like they're on the down. So that's my take on it. Give me your take in the comment section below. And do you think it would be a travesty, as Tyson Fury says, if the AJ fight never happened? Or don't you care at this point? Because AJ's stock has fallen so much that some people will just say, well, AJ wouldn't have stood a chance against him anyway, so we don't care. It's not like he's still unbeaten. It's not like the Errol Spence, Terence Crawford situation, because they're both unbeaten. If that fight didn't happen, then I think a lot of people would look at it as a tragedy. But with AJ, we've already seen him beat 3 times. So a lot of people might just say, nah, whatever. AJ was never that good anyway. Let me know what you guys think. If you're tired of the biased narratives and mass censorship on mainstream platforms, and you want to be part of a community of critical thinkers who love free speech just as much as you do, then come and join me on Patreon and access my weekly no-holds-barred, censorship-free podcast where we lift the lid on a wide variety of controversial topics. It's not mainstream friendly, it's not politically correct, but that's the whole point. We dare to stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. Just head on over to my Patreon page and select the tier called Hatman Hot Topics. You'll gain access to a minimum of 2 hours of exclusive content every single week, including podcasts, videos, interviews, live stream Q&As, as well as my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. Not to mention a vast back catalog of hundreds of hours of previous episodes. You can listen via the Patreon app with the option to download in high quality MP3. We've also got an Element group where you can come and chat and hang out with myself and other members. Unlike Discord, it has full end-to-end encryption, is decentralized, and it's 100% censorship free. You can also send voice notes as well as much larger audio and video files than you can on Discord. So come and sign up on Patreon. There's no contract, there's no commitment. You can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a cup of coffee. So I'll see you over there. I'm out.